So hi, and welcome to this podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. It's a good ass Monday. It's a really good Monday.
It is a good Monday. It is a good Monday. I'm excited for this week. I don't know,
You're excited?
I'm excited. This week is feeling good. A lot better than last week. You know, last week it was dragging. It was dragging for sure. By like Wednesday, it felt like it should be Saturday, and then the rest of the week was just pain. For no particular reason other than it just was dragging. And this week, this week, you know, I got up bright and early with the sun. I got a not a car wash, an oil change this morning. Car wash is later this week.
Whoa, you're getting a little crazy this week, huh?
Dude, it's going crazy.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, and got an oil change this morning. Had a great day at work. Lots of phone calls, making money moves left and right. And you know, now I'm here doing this with you, and it's a fucking blast.
And it's Monday.
And it's Monday. We got the whole week ahead of us, man.
There's so many days ahead of us right now for this week, and I'm so excited.
Dude, we got the whole world in front of us.
I can't wait. I'm so happy.
Yeah, no, but all kidding aside, I am feeling good about this week. I'm feeling amped, feeling refreshed.
Good.
I don't know why, considering I was out until 1:30 in the morning on Saturday into Sunday morning, and I haven't like caught up on that since then. So I think I'm just riding off the exhaustion of being at a show until 12:30 and then driving an hour home. But we'll vibe and see how long I last. That's a great segue. I went to one show this past week.
Okay.
I saw Shades Apart, Chris Batten in the Woods, Dogfather, Thief, and Ryan Smith at Crossroads in Garwood, New Jersey. So I was part of the team that helped re-release Shades Apart's Eyewitness record on vinyl for the first time ever. So I guess it's not technically a re-release. It was the first time it's been put on vinyl. And to celebrate the occasion, they did a show celebrating 25 years of the album. They played it in full. So that's why I was there. Typically that's not, you know, a show that I would wind up at on a Saturday night. But that, you know, fuck it, we ball. Ryan Smith was cool. A little acoustic opener to get the night started. Thief was the best support band of the night. Actually blew me the fuck away. Jake from Free the Witness was there, and he was telling me, he's like, dude, this band is so fucking sick, like before they went on. And I'm like, all right, like you're setting the bar high for this band. And they did not disappoint. Dogfather was cool as well. They you know, another smasher. And then we got to Chris Batten in the Woods, and it did take them 40 minutes to figure out whatever bass problem they were having. Actually, almost an hour, because there was 20-minute changeovers built in, and then 40 minutes into their set time, they were figuring out technical difficulties. And most shows, you know, shit happens. Shit absolutely happens. But most venues, you know, you might give them a few extra minutes because, like, throwing the direct support band up there to then play 15 minutes, you know, they did their direct support for a reason. They typically do the most tickets of all the support bands, so you got to give them some sort of slot, but maybe they don't play the whole 55 original minutes that they were slotted for. Well, guess who took almost an hour to get their shit sorted and then ripped for an hour?
Oh wow, so it didn't even
no. So that's why the show ended so late, is because of that whole thing. I wasn't the biggest fan of the music, and then the night was just getting progressively later with really no end in sight, because I didn't know exactly how long Shades Apart was going to play for. I had set times that just had their start time and then end, and then their start time came up and Chris Batten had another 20 minutes to go, and I didn't know when the fuck the show was going to end, and I was tired. So yeah, that was that. But Shades Apart, they fucking ripped it. you know, my boss has been talking for months now about how great they are live, and I was like, all right, man, like you're setting the bar pretty high for these guys. And it was fucking awesome, and it was super cool to see the crowd, you know, for this record, because like typically when I go to these anniversary shows, it's because the album had an impact on me. But this record, I wasn't even a thought when it came out, and I just, it's not something I've literally ever listened to before working on the project. This was solely, you know, because my boss was a fan of them, and you know, the other people involved, they were all fans of that record. I just so happened to be on the marketing side of the team for the rollout. But getting to see the crowd reaction, you know, to a record that was so important to these people, honestly, at like my age now, was so fucking cool, as like an outsider, to get to watch that happen, and then see all of the response online afterwards, and all the people that were sharing videos and talking about how much, you know, the night meant to them, finally getting to hear the album in full, because it's not something that the band does often. It is their biggest record, but when they play to play. They don't play to like feed off the nostalgia necessarily. So you know, we were promoting it as a rare full album play, so it was cool to see people so excited. The show wound up selling out. It was only from announced to day of show, it was about 4 weeks. So to sell out a show in 4 weeks is pretty fucking impressive.
That's very impressive.
So yeah, it was a great night all around. That was the real like icing on the cake, was, you know, getting to watch everybody and their reactions to it. I, you know, have you know, come to be fond of the album, spending time with it over the past almost year that this is taken to all be put together, and you know, getting to see the show sold out, and knowing that the band was fucking ecstatic that was, you know, that we were able to pull that off, especially in such a short amount of time. It was fucking awesome. So that made the night worth it, and the fact that I did not go to bed until after 2 a.m. so worth it.
I'm happy that it still worked out for you. Me personally, I'd be mad as a bitch if I was rolling up to my house at fucking 2 a.m., you know? Like, that would just be tough. But, hey, man, it sounds like you had a great night. I'm very happy for you.
I had a phenomenal night.
A memorable night as well, with the 40 minutes of tech issues and additional hour set that was not originally allotted for. So that's awesome.
The set was allotted for, it was just shit happens, you know. It's all right. We roll with the punches.
You know?
We roll with the punches.
That's life.
Absolutely, that is life. Coming up for me, I have a very strong feeling I will be in Philadelphia on Wednesday to see TX2.
It's like pretty sunny over there.
You're so funny.
Shut the fuck up. Let me have my fucking corny joke, bro. Whatever.
But yeah, there's a good chance I'll be in Philly on Wednesday to see TX2, Tilly, and
oh my god. Fucking talkies are killing me now, sorry.
TX2, Tilly, and Flat Out. And then after that, potentially the North Vale album release show, because Five Ever, you know, we had North Vale, their interviews coming out this week. We've had Five Ever on in the past. And then later on next month, you know, probably Cane Hill, as much as I'm a Brooklyn hater through and through. I hate going there so much. I have been spending so much time. I have been spending so much time with Cane Hill's entire discography recently. Glory can vouch for me.
It's like every day he's like sharing a new song that he's been listening to, and he's like, "Damn, this band is so good." And I'm like, I couldn't tell that you liked them. I don't know. It's not like you've racked up like 600 streams in the last 2 weeks.
It's really unhealthy, but it's okay. It's Cane Hill, so. Yeah, exactly. Like that, you know, just the sheer amount of time that I spent with them, it's like, I don't know if I can in you know, in good conscience miss this tour, but you know, we'll see. It'll probably be a game time decision. But yeah, as I think I've said in the past, March is when shit gets crazy for me. I was looking at my calendar, I'm like, damn, March and April. And also a note to every band touring the week of April 14th. Please stop announcing New Jersey shows on April 15th, 16th, and 18th.
Is that like the only day that bands are allowed in New Jersey? Is that like what's going on?
I'm getting so sick and tired of the fact that I willingly chose the Used residency at Starland, which I would do anyway. I'm going to go hear those first 3 records live, come hell or high water.
Oh, it's the first 3 records?
Yeah.
They should just play like a poem by John.
Well, it's an album for each night plus probably other songs.
Other fun stuff,
yeah, because like each record is just about an hour, if that. So I would absolutely go to that in a heartbeat. That was a no-brainer for me. I threw that on my credit card and I was like, I will figure that 3-day pass price out later.
Yeah. Are you going to all 3 nights? Is that what you said? Hell yeah. Okay.
So that's why the bands need to stop announcing, and we'll throw on April 14th too, because I'm seeing Spirit Box in Philly the day before before this chaos. Basically, that entire week, stop, because today I've been begging. I said on here, I'm like, I need to see LS Dunes headline again. You'll never believe who announced a show on the last day of the Used residency. You can't do that. Your band is in the exact same scene, and the bands that band is made up of literally came up with the Used. It should be illegal. So I'm just throwing that out there. Please stop, because I am missing so many shows that I would go to if the Used didn't have 3 fucking days on my calendar. Another note, this is becoming a trend with the bands, because now I have 2 bands that I'm going to see this year that are doing multiple nights to play full albums. Stop. Just stop.
That's enough.
One night in each city is enough. I thought it was cool at first, and then there's schedule conflicts left and right.
Exactly. It was a nice, cute little trend the first couple times, guys, but now you could call it. It's done. We've had our fill.
Yeah. I'm going to keep buying the tickets, but I'm going to bitch.
I'm going to be pissed, though. I'm going to be standing in the back with my arms crossed, making a fucking mean mug face. Exactly. Pissed. But my toe will be tapping.
I'll be pissed the hell off. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So, yeah, we got tunes. We got tunes to talk about for sure. A lot of singles. We're still in that part of the year where we're just swamped with singles. But kicking it off here, VUKOVI dropped their new album, My God Has Got a Gun. We got to chat with Janine from the band at the tail end of last year.
It was awesome. Yeah,
it was so awesome. It was a fantastic conversation, and really put this album into perspective for me. For me, it was one of my favorite, one of the cool last minute discoveries of last year, because we got to hear the record last year. Hopefully for a lot of people, this is one of those cool discoveries of this year, because, this band isn't something, unless they were getting like a fuckload of online hype, and it's literally nothing against them, not something that I would go out of my way to check out.
That's right.
But I'm glad that it was put in front of me and said, you should check this out. This band is cool. Because the people were right.
Exactly.
This album is fucking awesome. I love the way it opens with "This Is My Life and My Trauma," going into "Gung Ho" and "My God Has Got a Gun." That's like my favorite run right there. With
me too. Yeah.
With "My God Has Got a Gun" being my absolute favorite on the record. I know that in the
interview. Did you read my notes or something? Because you're starting to fucking piss me off.
I know you don't take notes, so I wouldn't be able to, even if you did.
I used to, though. I used to be on that shit. Sorry. Okay.
I remember in the interview, Janine saying something about Snow being like an oddball kind of single, a little nervous to put it out. I really dig that song. I also really like Kitty and Bladed as the closer. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Though, like, this record just in general blows me away. And what I mean by like not something I would typically check out, the vocals are very they're buried in like all of these like tunings and synthesizers, and like there's effects all over the vocals, and it's not the heaviest thing in the world. Typically what I go for is exactly what I look like I listen to, straight up metalcore. So yeah, this yeah, this record, it just blows me away. I've listened to it like 2 or 3 times since the interview, and then spent a bunch of time with it today, and I just keep on being blown the hell away. One other thing, the cover art for this album is fucking awesome, and it's something it's something that grabbed me almost immediately, because we asked about the meaning behind it, and it was pretty much like, well, what do you see? And I'm not even really sure what I see. Like, I think I
don't know what you see.
I think I have a rough understanding of what I see, but like her answering with that question, like answering our question with a question, made me question what the hell I was seeing.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
But it is such an eye-catching piece of art, and we're in a world where like, obviously bands still care about the artwork, but we do get plenty of answers that are just kind of like, we just picked this because we thought that this picture was cool or something like that. And having such a captivating piece of like actual art, not a photo or anything like that, and it's nothing against those bands, there's plenty of cool artworks like that, but absolutely, I'm not one to normally shout out cover art, but this piece
is like one of the very few times. Yeah,
this piece of art, every time I see it, like, just gives me something to think about the entire time I'm listening to it, and also kind of sets the tone for the vibe of the record, in like a weird way, because, like, again, I'm looking at it right now, and I can only kind of tell you what I see, but it's just like, it gives my brain something else to focus on besides the music. I don't know, I'm not typically an art guy at all, and that's no offense to art in general. It's just not something that's ever been gravitated towards. Like, I never thought that the art fairs at school or whatever the fuck were like super dope, or like,
out of your way for that.
Or museums like with a bunch of art pieces like that never evokes the emotion that I think it's supposed to, that like people talk about it invoking. So it's rare for me, and I think that's part of why I keep coming back to this record, is because I just like looking at that art piece. Not that my entire review is about the cover art. The album is fucking great as well, but special shout out to the artwork.
Heavy shout out to the artwork. I was looking at it, and granted, it didn't invoke the same amount of, I guess, passion and emotion I invoked in you, but I did look at it the entire time I was listening to the record this morning, and I did go, that's just really fucking solid, because it's simple, it's clean, but it does invoke some sense of, because it makes you do a double take at it, because it's not clear, it's very self-interpretive, it's very take what you want from it, and I think that's fucking awesome. I do love that type of shit. Artsy work, sign me up. Big fan. I think that this record is fucking incredible. As Shane mentioned, we spoke to VUKOVI at the tail end of last year. Incredible conversation. Learned a lot. And in the time in between the interview to the album actually coming out, I remembered kind of loosely what the record sounded like, but I was able to view it, I guess, in a new light with it, being on a streaming platform. And holy shit, it is such a strong record, sound-wise, lyric-wise. It's just fun. It is just so fun to listen to. Obviously, lyric-wise, not party time, not happy. There are a couple sexy ass tracks on here though, so like maybe party time for like a couple of them. But goddamn, this record is so much fun. I did enjoy, I did appreciate the fact that you mentioned kind of the effects and the synths and just all the different layers. I've been really getting into, I guess, noisy music isn't the proper, or I guess, professional or even complimentary term, because people be like, it's not fucking noisy. It's, there's a lot of hard work put into it, which there is. It's just, I've really been enjoying music that has a lot of moving parts in it recently, because it gives my brain a lot to unpack, and it makes me want to listen to it again and again and again to kind of figure out and highlight every single piece. This is one of those records where it's just, there's a lot to hear and there's a lot to digest, and it just makes you want to listen to it again, just so you're able to make sure, like, did I hear that right? Or was that little effect in the background exactly what I thought it was? It's fucking awesome. Uh, my favorite is My God Has Got a Gun, the title track. I also really enjoy Cowboy, Kitty, and Fuck It Up.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Fuck It Up. That song is insane. Love it a lot. Very strong release. Really liked this record a lot, and I'm gonna keep this shit on loop. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like thoroughly enjoyed this record. Insane.
Me
Insane
too.
work.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see them at some point over here in the U.S. this year.
That'd be great.
You know, I've been seeing, you know, more and more, you know, some people starting to talk about this band. I've seen their tracks being used in reels. I actually saw Charlie from As Everything Unfolds used their track in whatever reel she posted this morning or yesterday. And I was like, oh shit, that band is fucking cool. I know that band. So yeah, I'm excited to see people talking about it. The responses seemed really great, you know, because I'm following them on social media now, and yeah, I'm amped on this.
For sure. Hella amped.
Hell yeah. Before we move on, got a bunch of chats in the Twitch chat that we've been missing.
Okay.
Are we seeing Make Them Suffer in April or May? I am.
I know. Yeah, I know you are.
I'm missing that.
Oh no, they're coming to.
They are.
Yeah, they're coming to like like Norfolk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see what date it is. Oh, it's with Wind Waker.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I would go. Canal Club, the 3rd of. No, I can't do that.
I'll be there for the both of us then. I bought I told you this, but I had bought the last ticket right before, and then they upgraded the room. But I was like, I checked.
Special for a moment.
I checked. I was like, I went to go put 2 in. Not that I was bringing someone with me. It bounced. I put 1 in. I was like, damn, I just sold the fucking room out all by myself.
You're welcome. Yeah. You're welcome. Make Them Suffer.
Yeah, they've upgraded it to the bigger room right next door, slightly bigger, because it was in the Foundry. The Fillmore is the biggest room, but they have a bowling alley next to it that's 1,000 cap, so it's in that room now.
Shit, that's dope.
And are there any more artists you guys want to interview? And Miss Archangel is hoping for Jack from Void of Vision since they're going on hiatus. I was hoping to catch Void of Vision around the album, but unfortunately we weren't able to do that. In terms of other artists, man, a plethora.
There are a lot of artists that I really want to talk to. I mean, at the top of my list, I guess, would be... Oh my god. Oh, there's so many. Okay. I know I really want to talk to Electric Callboy.
Yeah.
Either one.
We'll dive into that later.
Yeah, please. I would love to talk to Avoid again. I think that'd be crazy. I would really like to talk to oh my god. They just announced a tour, Frank Aero's band.
Oh, LS Dunes.
Love to talk to LS Dunes
again.
Yeah. That would be great. Again. I think it would be really sick to talk to Invent Animate. I hope Silent Planet is dropping another album soon. Really big Silent Planet fan.
There's that Invent Animate Silent Planet EP.
Silent Planet track.
Yeah. It's gonna be an EP. Dude, I'm fucking amped on that.
I'm amped, but I want Silent Planet.
Well, that last record was great, but like Invent Animate and Silent Planet together, dope.
It's gonna be fucking insane, incredible. I'm very hyped. It's just, you know how I feel about Silent Planet on their own.
Yeah, man.
So I'm very excited though. I would love to talk to both of them. It would be really cool to get 2 creatives from that band in one call. That would be fucking insane. Yeah, honestly, there's so many bands that I want to talk to this year.
Dude, I legit, I would have to switch modes. I'm in talking about new music mode. I'd have to switch to like dreaming big time mode. I mean, off the top of my head, I'm beyond excited for the new Memphis Bayfire record. So that for sure. Ditto on LS Dunes. Silverstein at some point this year would be fucking awesome because they've got a double album dropping. Man, so many fucking bands. I listen to way too much music to sit here and like have the wish list, because the wish list changes on a day-to-day basis. Like right now I could tell you I'd love to have Elijah from Cane Hill on the podcast again just to talk about whatever,
just to fuck
Just
around,
to talk.
honestly. Yeah, like let's just giggle like girls, Elijah. Come on, it's not that hard. Don Broco.
There you go.
It's
That's
the year of Don
gimme.
Broco.
That's the gimme.
They're going to drop an album this year. Yeah,
I
because they
hope.
said I'm pretty sure they said. I mean, they're gonna be in the fucking U.S., so I would assume that they're gonna be touring an album.
Mhm.
Don Broco is at the top of my list. I need to talk to that band, and it's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah.
That shit's gonna happen, and it's gonna be insane, and it's kind of scary that it is gonna happen. So
That's
Don
the
Broco.
manifestation right there. There you go.
Yes. Slowly dropped the new album, Forgiving Spree. This was a nice little surprise. This was beautifully done. I enjoyed this record a lot more than I expected I would. I didn't expect it to be this. I don't know. When I see the name Slowly, I kind of assume it's gonna be like acoustic leaning, almost like bedroom pop
The
type
name is
stuff.
misleading.
Absolutely. This shit is not slowly.
No.
This is like mid to high tempo.
Fastly.
Fastly. Let's put a name on it.
Hell yeah.
So, I don't know. That was already a big surprise to me, kind of going through the record. I was like, whoa, that's not what I expected.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. I think the flow is incredible. I mean, it's 30 minutes, so it's kind of in and out. And we didn't follow the rollout for this record at all. We just kind of jumped right in. So again, I didn't have any prep. My personal favorites were All Time, Love Letters, and That's That. That's a 3-track run. I really enjoy the second half of the record. I think it really just gets into a groove. It gets into a flow. Really fucking love it. This is pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to enjoy it this much.
Hell yeah. I figured you'd like it a lot. Like while I was going through the record, this week being a light week, I was like, I've heard about this band. Let me throw a curveball in. And typically when I throw a curveball in, it's like the heaviest shit you could possibly imagine that I just think is really cool that week. And, Glory has to then deal with it and adjust. But I had heard of this band because they are taking Grayscale and Honey Revenge on tour from their over in Australia, where the band is from. They're bringing bringing Grayscale and Honey Revenge over, and I'm like, if you're bringing up 2 American bands over that sound like that, you more than likely also sound like that. So it's a pretty safe assumption that I like those bands. At least I know I'll like this record, and I know that you also like those bands. So safe assumption you're gonna like this record. So probably a safe assumption we're going to like this album. And I was right. I thought it was fucking awesome. I really had no idea what I was getting into. Really the only thing I knew was they had an album coming out and they were taking 2 bands that I like over to Australia. And I was pleasantly surprised. A lot of great choruses on here. Nothing that's like super in your face. It's very like stays in its lane kind of pop punk, pop rock sound. But that's okay because I enjoy that on occasion as much as I like music that is very much in my face. Something that I can turn on that I know what lane it's going to be in and it basically just stays in there is good from time to time. I really like the way it opens with the title track Forgiving Spree. But my favorites are How Are You Mine and Love Letters and Meltdown Masquerade. Those to me,
shout out
Love Letters for sure. Those to me have the catchiest choruses on the entire record, and as we have established on here time and time again, if you can write a catchy chorus, I am a sucker for that. Therefore I will like your band and your music, and this is no exception. So I'm digging this. I hope to see them over here, hopefully with a bill like they're bringing over there, because like that bill makes me want to fly to Australia to see those bands, as if they're not from around here. So yeah, I'm glad that the curveball of the week was well received, because sometimes you look at me and you're like, why the fuck did you put this on the playlist? This isn't even something you would listen to. Why the fuck is it on here?
Dude, why'd you put folk on the fucking playlist, dude?
Because I was feeling silly.
It's feeling a little folky
It wouldn't
today.
even be the
Poking
it wouldn't
around.
even be the first time that I've done that.
No.
Papa Roach dropped a new single, Even If It Kills Me. I want to hear your thoughts on this because I know how you feel about Papa Roach.
Okay. Taking away my feelings about Papa Roach and looking at this as just a band that just exists in the ether, in just the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. You know, it's very radio rock. It's very, hey, we're trying to get a fucking hit. And by that I mean it doesn't sound new to me. And fuck, that's so harsh to say, because it's like, but that's just me. Those are just my ears. I think it's a fun song. I wouldn't turn it off if it came on the radio because I'd be like, oh shit, Papa Roach. Oh, I know this track. I'm not mad at it at all. I don't think radio rock songs are bad. I don't think, fuck, what is it? It's what's the radio station? What do we call it?
Octane.
Octane.
It
Octane
premiered
Core.
on there.
Oh, I'm not surprised. I think Octane Core is great, and I think it's becoming more than just Octane Core. I think it's just a new sound of metalcore. I think it's the current sound of metalcore, and that's cool. I think it has a lot of nice little techno little moments that I think is fun, but I don't know. It didn't leave me with a negative feeling. And it left me just kind of going, oh, okay, yeah, that was fine. Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. But yeah, to me, it just sounds Octane Core. But I think, it has a good chorus. It's just easy to listen to,
Hey, man. That's fair enough.
That's it.
Yeah, I kind of figured. I'm sure you saw. I posted this to the Instagram story when it came out. This is a new Papa Roach is great, and I'm like, I know only 50% of this podcast feels that way. I know the other 50% is absolutely rolling in her grave right now that I posted this.
Yes.
But hey, man, I was excited about new Papa Roach. I am a Papa Roach fan. Ego Trip was one of my favorite records of 2022. I think it's been a long fucking time. I loved their first album, Infest. We've had guests on the podcast that thought it was hilarious that I am such a big Papa Roach fan and wanted to talk to us about it, talk to me about it.
Like, right? Isn't it weird? Respectfully. I'm joking. Heavily.
Yeah, of course. Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, Glory would never make fun of my music taste at all.
No.
But I like it. It's definitely like a safe track. You're not wrong in that regard at all. And they always have that. But I feel like coming out swinging with a song like this versus what they were doing with Ego Trip, where the first couple of songs they came out swinging with, I was like, I don't think I like this band at all. Is a nice change of pace. I'm very excited to see what 2025 has to bring. It's 20 years of Infest. 25. It's got to be 25. That album is not 2005. 25 years of Infest, which is their debut. I know that they're touring heavily in America. They got a huge tour plan with Rise Against. I'm hoping to see that tour make its way to my city, my town, because it is like skipping. It is going everywhere except the Northeast, which is fucked up because I would sell the venue out for them if they would just put the show near me.
1,000 tickets easy just for Shane.
For sure. And I just double checked. It is 25 years. That is wild stuff.
That is insane. Damn, older than both of us. Crazy
True.
work. Invent Animate and Silent Planet dropped their new single, Return to One.
It's so cool to see these bands working together.
I love Silent Planet. Sorry.
I saw in Invent Animate post, a little note about, this project and what it means. and it was pretty much like, right before the world ended, Silent Planet was the one that gave Invent Animate another shot. The Invent Animate was several years in between album cycles. A lot of the team had given up on the band, and even though according to the caption, there were people in Silent Planet's corner telling them, like, why, like, this band, they're not, like, why of all of the bands would you take this band, pretty much. Against their team's judgment, they still took out Invent Animate and kind of helped breathe life back into the band. So now with both of these bands being at the peaks of their career, I mean, Invent Animate has absolutely fucking soared since their last record, and Silent Planet is well on their way to doing the same thing. Their trajectory off this last record has been nuts as well. To see these two bands working together and that there's that much like personal meaning behind it is so dope to see. When they posted the photos of them together, just stacked on press photos, just stacked on top of each other, I was like, like a tour, like a co-headline with these two bands makes so much sense. And then they're like, music together, 3-track EP. I'm like, I couldn't be more excited.
Started jumping up and down and shit.
This track is awesome, and I'm so excited for this EP to be out in March.
Absolutely. I love both of these bands. Obviously, I have more of a lean to Silent Planet because their Super Bloom had a massive impact on me. I went through probably like 4 months straight of just consuming Super Bloom. I got to see them live when they opened for your favorite band,
The Devil Wears Prada.
I adore Silent Planet. We spoke to Garrett for Super Bloom.
That was for an hour. That was wild.
And we could have kept going, but we had another interview. Haunts me. So seeing that Invent Animate and Silent Planet were releasing music, honestly, Silent Planet alone, just seeing, hey, we're releasing stuff and it's going to be a collab, I was ecstatic because I was worried we weren't going to get any new Silent Planet this year because I know they're just now going into the studio to record their own album. So I'm breadcrumbs, I'm taking whatever. I'm trying to just float along in the Silent Planet world. And hearing this track and hearing how, even though Invent Animate is on the track, you could still hear Silent Planet's influence. It feels like two separate tracks, which is incredible. With the little interlude in the middle, then it transitions to fucking Garrett screaming his fucking head off. And I go, I love this band so much. I am so excited for this project. I think the song is in your face. I think it's aggressive. I think it's beautiful. And I think both of these bands together are gonna make something fucking incredible, and I'm so excited to listen to it. Major props. Genuinely, like, this shit is new, this shit is fresh, and it's so fucking beautiful. I love it so much. I love it so much.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I can't top that. Fucking track's great. Rise Against dropped their new single Nod. We've been following Rise Against for a while. I enjoy seeing them live. I don't know about the song though. I've never been the biggest fan of Rise Against studio stuff. And this track just feels like such a weird song to be a lead single off of what is probably going to be a new record. They're going to be out with Papa Roach, who will also presumably have more music coming alongside the single we just spoke about. This song is fucking weird, though. I don't think I like it. But I hate to be a fucking snob. The mix on this is terrible.
Thank you.
The vocals are buried so deep. And for a band of this size,
band of this caliber,
to have
fucking Rise Against,
to have a mix where the vocals are so buried deep in the mix is just unfortunate. And listen, that's part of why I kind of have a hard time with Rise Against, is because the mix job just across the board is never my favorite. I've always kind of thought that the vocals are a little bit deeper in the mix than I personally prefer. But this one is so bad that this song sounds. The first time I heard it, I was in my car. I was driving. It sounds better on my phone. I'm a habitual phone listener. We've established this on the podcast. I'm on the move all the time. I'm just listening on my phone speaker because it's the most convenient for me, even versus trying to maintain a Bluetooth connection to whatever fucking speaker I would be connected to. It's just the most convenient thing for me. The speaker's on the goddamn device. I'm going to use it. This song sounds better on my phone speaker than on my car speakers.
That's so sad.
Which is just wild. Like, I'm not someone that like thinks that the music sounds better on my phone. It's solely out of convenience, and I can make out enough of what the song is to formulate an opinion on it or what have you. And I typically, if we're doing a review, it gets a second listen somewhere else. But yeah, I listened to it twice in my car, and I was like, it sounds worse. It actually brings out how bad the mix is. Yeah, not a fan of this one. I will remain cautiously optimistic for the record. I do whatever it may be. I'm assuming album. I do like Rise Against. As I said, I enjoy seeing them live, and they do have some studio songs that smack. But yeah, this one ain't it. I'm not a fan at all.
No, I'm so happy you mentioned the mixing because that is honestly my least favorite part of Rise Against. I always see their name, and I used to be optimistic. I used to be, oh, Rise Against, that's that band. I know that one. They're a big fucking deal. But it's like I've been torn down and hit so many times by this fucking band. It's just I always leave their music with just disappointment. And it's just, I mean, all due respect, right? They're fucking massive. They are a very important part of the scene. Music just isn't for me. It is an acquired taste, and I respect that, and that's fucking awesome. If you can acquire that taste, more power to you. Me personally, I'm choosing not to. It just dragged. The mixing was probably the reason why it dragged because it just sounds unprofessional.
But the song,
just not a fan of it.
But it's just like the song itself is just like removed, because like there are songs that we listen to where the mixing is fucking terrible, but the song is fucking awesome. And we might still say something about the mix, but it's at the end of the day, the song is dope. This song from this caliber of band is terrible. Genuinely, I can't believe that this was like, yeah, this is the lead single for their upcoming amphitheater tour with a fucking Papa Roach. I cannot fathom that this was okay. I can't believe that this made whatever project is coming out, but I digress. I digress.
It's so glaringly like a B-side. And this is the debut. I'm sorry, I'm just getting mean now. That's not productive.
As I said, cautiously optimistic for the rest of it, because even though I wasn't the biggest fan of their last record either, there were a couple of songs on there that I genuinely thought were fucking awesome.
Exactly, because you could still appreciate it.
Yeah, and the B-sides for that record were also fucking dope. So I'll remain cautiously optimistic, but this is a bold lead single.
I'm scared, dog.
Me too.
Yeah. Fear. That's what I think. Magnolia Park dropped their new single, Cult. You were fucking hype about this song.
Dude.
I'm just gonna get my 2 cents out of the way. Big fan of Magnolia Park. I think they are an incredible band. I think that they have continuously and consistently put out insane track after insane track. They're able to conquer any genre that they choose to do. Metalcore, fucking hip hop. They've done some metalcore hip hop. Fuck, what is that? It's new metal. New metal vibes. They've done fucking everything. I think they did a fucking pop punk. Pop punk was where they started. Yeah. It's just they are very versatile, and I think that's awesome. This is no different. I think Magnolia Park's an incredible band. I really enjoyed this track. It's leaning more on the heavier side, which I think is very exciting. And honestly, man, as you say, fucking catchy chorus, fucking great verses. Big fan of this, and I love the tempo of this track. I love it so much. I need to see this shit live.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm honestly blown away by this song. Now, I've been enjoying Magnolia Park for a long time now.
Years.
Yeah, and I've always thought that the music was great, but to me, it never felt fully fleshed out. It always felt like, you know, and I'm always the fucking jackass that's like, this song is too long. But for me, the Magnolia Park songs, pretty much across the board, have always felt like they weren't long enough. Like they were basically built around whatever that minute that was going to go viral on TikTok was, and then like they throw another minute 30 onto it, and they call it a song, and that's fine. The formula worked, and the songs were catchy across the board. But I feel like the songwriting has matured with this single, and hopefully this entire upcoming album, which comes out in April, and I'm very excited for it, because this song is leaning a little bit heavier, and you know the vibes and everything for the record are leaning me a little bit in that heavier direction, and you know that I love that shit.
I'm aware. I'm aware.
But this song I'm so hooked on because it doesn't just feel like an absolutely ripping chorus, and then we basically the formula that they've been doing. It feels like it's a full song that completely fleshed out, and I'm into it because that has been my one drawback with this band this entire time, is like I wish that the songs were longer. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I wish the album wasn't 25 minutes long. Yeah. And In and Out occasionally is great. I don't want every single song to be 3.5-4 minutes long. I like the occasional 2.5 minute absolute ripping song, but it just feels more fleshed out, and I'm digging that. It feels like a more mature version of the band, growth within the band, which is obviously always good. And also, you know, leaning into, you know, doing something a little bit heavier, consistently getting heavier with each release as well, experimenting with heavier and heavier things is super cool as well. I'm very excited for this album. I'm very excited about this upcoming tour. I never thought that I would like travel for Magnolia Park headliner. I'm just not a fan of them like that. I'll go see them when they're in New Jersey or if they're supporting a band that I like, but I'm so excited for this record, and they're bringing out my newest TikTok obsession, which is South Arcade from the UK.
Oh, South Arcade.
And I don't know if you've checked them out. If not, I gotta send you their EP. The fucking shit scratches my brain just the right way. I have to go. I can't miss the band's first time here.
Yeah, of course.
So good. So good. So yeah, I'm very excited across the board.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Shinedown dropped 2 new singles, 365 and Dance Kid Dance. They also announced an arena tour called the Dance Kid Dance Tour. Beartooth is on the first leg, like we talked about last week, thinking that was going to happen. Bush is on the other leg. These songs are cool. I have not always been the biggest Shinedown fan. You know, it comes in dribs and drabs. It comes on Octane. I'm like, I know this song, just, you know, because they're a massive rock band. And I listened to the radio almost 20 years ago, and the band's been doing it for a long time. So I've heard, you know, some of those songs. And then there's other times where I'm like, why are they playing the third Shinedown acoustic song in a row on Octane? I don't like the band like this. If I wanted to listen to Shinedown, I would go on their Spotify. Please stop. That's kind of like the push and pull. And then like I'll go to Turbo, which is another serious heavy channel, and Shinedown will be on that channel as well, and I feel like I can't escape. That's kind of how I feel sometimes with this band, but I digress. None of that's important to talking about the new music. I really like Dance Kid Dance. It feels like what I know Shinedown to be, the Shinedown that I enjoy, the little bit straight rock focused Shinedown. 365 kind of feels like Danger Days, which isn't a bad thing. I'm laughing.
I can hear that.
I'm laughing because I'm starting to make comparisons like you do.
I'm following you, man. I'm listening. You know. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Danger Days has been on the brain. It's not even like we just did that review. We did that like 6 months ago almost.
Yeah, that was like a year ago.
Yeah. But Yeah, I'm digging these songs. I'm excited for whatever this record's going to be. They're going on a massive headlining arena tour. An album is due to come out at some point. I'm excited because we've never followed a Shinedown rollout. We've never really even covered them on here. So to dive in, I'm all in because they are such a massive force. I'm very excited.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's very exciting. I can agree with you on 365. I think it's a really good track. I now that you bring it up, I do hear the Danger Days influence. It is on the slower rocky side, which is good. But compared to Dance Kid Dance, which is definitely more on the riffier, slightly heavier. I'm not saying like I'll be headbanging and shit,
Yeah.
but slightly heavier side in comparison to 365. That's my favorite. Dance Kid Dance is incredible. I think that's a fucking great track. It makes me very excited to follow the rollout because I personally am not as well versed in Shinedown. Growing up, I listened to gospel CDs, so I did not have the pleasure. Yeah. I did not have the pleasure of discovering or just hearing in passing rock music. I had to find that shit on my own. So, Shinedown, completely uncharted territory. This was my introduction to them, and I'm very excited because this is good, and I liked it a lot.
Hell yeah.
It should be good. I'm very excited.
And this is on the topic, but a slight sidebar. We got to chat with Eric Bass, who is in Shinedown. It was not about Shinedown, but it is about his upcoming record for his project, Eric Bass Presents. The project is titled I Had a Name. I said in the interview, it's one of my favorite. This was shot at the end of 2024. One of the best records I had heard going into 2025. It totally blew me the fuck away.
Crazy.
We will be covering it on the podcast when it comes out in about 3-4 weeks. It comes out towards the end of February. But definitely don't sleep on that. Whether or not you're a fan of Shinedown, it's super fucking cool. And we will touch on it more. But there are a couple singles out. You should definitely pay some attention to that. Because 100%. What Eric is doing with his solo music is fucking dope.
I completely agree. That album was incredible. I mean, and as I said in the interview, it's like there's so much material that he has been able to create from his book. And it's so, I love seeing that shit happen because it's just a creative stream.
Yeah.
And it's good.
If you want to hear about the creative workflow and all of the creativeness that went into the book and the album and the music videos, everything, as Gloria said, the entire process, we got an hour and some change interview with Eric where we dive into the entire thing, and it was a great fucking time. And the album smashes, and that concludes that segment because I haven't listened to the record since last year, haha. But I could give you a review of it right now because it blew me the fuck away. So I'm gonna stop talking before I review the entire thing, track by track, based solely off memory.
Damn right. It's fucking so good. Nova Twins dropped their new single Monsters. This is a nice little pop rock track. I fucked with this heavy.
Yeah.
Going into it, I immediately connected Electric Callboy and Nova Twins because they have the same kind of fun, upbeat energy that they have, that fucking Electric Callboy has, which is the reason why I love them, because it's almost kind of like, we're not taking this seriously energy, but at the same time, Nova Twins does take their music seriously. There's depth in their music. It's not just sexual undertones or overtones. I'm thinking about fucking Techno Train. Like, that is literally, like, you don't even have to read the lyrics to pick that up for Electric Callboy. So, I think this song is incredible. I think it's an ass shaker. I would love to hear this on the radio. And I just thoroughly enjoy Nova Twins every time. I think their music's fun, and I think it's creative, and I think they're great. Big fan of this. Mm-hmm.
I think this is going to be the year of Nova Twins. They dropped that record in 2022, and then they did a bunch of touring off of it. But in terms of releases, we haven't seen anything from them since then. They toured off the record, and then they just kind of I stopped hearing about them, and I knew they
Yeah, that
hadn't
was it.
broken up because they were still doing stuff over, in the UK and whatnot. Occasionally, some one-off things I would see,
Mm-hmm.
but largely I was like, "What the fuck? Where'd they go?" And now they're
Wow.
so back at the top of this year with a fantastic track that I am really digging, and
Yeah.
I'm really, really excited to see what else comes of this, because I am absolutely blown the hell away.
And they always do that. They always fucking do that. I'm so excited. I'm so
Hell yeah.
excited for them. Hmm.
Bleed from Within dropped a new single, A Hope in Hell. Fucking ripper. Straight up in your face, ripper. Good old Bleed from Within.
Good old Bleed from Within. I think this is a great example of a type of octane core, but it's still original, and it's like it has octane core. You know what I'm talking about? You picking up what I'm saying? Where it has the soul of an octane song, but it has the personality of a we're stepping out of the box song.
Okay.
It has an octane chorus. It has a catchy chorus, is all I'm trying to say. I think it's great. Especially the instrumental. Huge shout out to the instrumental, drums especially. I think it's incredible. Big fan of this band and big fan of this song. I think it's great.
Hell yeah.
Hmm. Killswitch Engage dropped a new single, I Believe.
This is a fucking banger.
Killswitch Engage. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, man. I'm really digging this song. I like the first single off the upcoming album dropping at the end of next month. But this song in particular, I actually like a little bit more. It's got, again, a big chorus on it, and it's catchy. It's catchy. I like the message of the song as well. This hopefulness. For
Very hopeful.
for better days. They say that in the song. And yeah, I'm liking this. Another band that this is going to be their year. Going to be lots of touring from Killswitch Engage. They've already announced a bunch of dates, but more to come for sure.
Big things coming.
That's not even a maybe. That's a definite. This band I think is going to hit the road hard. I'm excited for this album to be out there.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree. I like this track a lot. It reminds me of old Avenged Sevenfold, which is a huge compliment. I just think the direction of the song, just kind of like the bridges to the chorus, to then like just how it's arranged as well. And Avenged doesn't make that type of music anymore. So for me, it kind of scratches that itch of, yeah, this shit's fucking classic already. This is incredible. I think Killswitch Engage is a great band. Not taking away any credit, saying that they only sound like Avenged Sevenfold, just something I can relate it to. Really enjoy it, and it's a big compliment because I do thoroughly enjoy Avenged Sevenfold, so it's great.
Hell
Big
yeah.
fan.
Knuckle Puck dropped their new single "Nice to Know Ya." Looks like we might be getting some sort of Knuckle Puck release in 2025. I noticed these singles are starting to stack. Never say that again.
Sorry. You know what? I'm gonna say what I fucking want to say. Yeah, I won't say it again. That one I can bet on that.
This song is pretty cool. I am digging it. Always a big fan of Knuckle Puck and what they do. You know what you're getting when you turn on good old Knuckle Puck, and this track is no exception.
I love it. It's just I mean this with the kindest heart. It's just some nice whiny music.
Whiny ass pop punk.
Whiny ass pop punk. And
Hell
it's just
yeah.
it soothes that ache of damn, I want some fucking whiny music right now. And it's great. And I love it so much. Shout out Knuckle Puck. They know their job and they do it well.
Hell
Fuck
yeah.
Hell yeah. Electric Callboy dropped a new single, Elevator Operator. I love Electric Callboy. This band makes me so incredibly happy. As I mentioned earlier, one of my favorite things about them is their lack of um, seriousness. It seems like every single song that they create, it seems like they were just giggling the entire time they were making it. Like, yeah, that's a good line. Yeah, let's put that in. Like, what the fuck? I think it's incredible. I love how they mix techno mixed with metal. The vocals are always incredible. I'm very passionate about Electric Callboy.
I can
Genuinely.
tell.
I last year was a big year for me because that's when I went, whoa, Who is this? Let me redo this. Let me deep dive into this. They're so good. The arrangement of their songs is incredible. Everyone does their job so well. All of the people, all the instrument players, the fucking the fucking shit. Sorry. Woo. Woo. Damn.
We're gonna get
cursing a
comments
lot.
about that.
I'm gonna get so many comments on that. Their uh screamer,
Mhm.
screamer. He wasn't trained for that. He just does it. And I think that's beautiful. It's a natural talent, and I hope he's able to do it forever because I love his screams, and I think it's incredible. I I think it's a fun song, and that's it. It's Electric Callboy. If you know Electric Callboy, you know what to expect. If you don't, techno, pop mixed with super heavy metal moments that still keep you wanting to dance. So much fun. Big fan of this band.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I thought that this song was cool.
Mhm.
You know, I enjoy what Electric Callboy has been doing. I'm not you know, it didn't click with me the way that it did for Glory, and that's okay. But I've been fascinated by the rise of this band since their last record. So, you know, we were long overdue for an album or for new music. Again, presumably all of these singles
They
this
said
year
it's an
that we're
album.
talking about, album at some point this year. We don't know. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say probably. And I did see somewhere in my travels, I don't know, I spend like no time on Twitter anymore, so I don't actually know where I see anything.
It just kind of appears in your brain.
Reddit, Instagram, my own fucking mind, just seeing it being telepathically
visions.
sent to me, possibly my 3 seconds on Twitter a day, that this song's music video got 1 million views in 24 hours. Bonkers.
Sweet Lord. God,
Bonkers how big this band has gotten. So yeah, that's super fucking dope to see. You know, they basically went from, you know, a band that spent most of their time, you know, over where they were from. They hadn't come to the US in a long fucking time, and now they're just blown up globally, which is so fucking dope to see.
So awesome.
Definitely have to catch them because I know that I can just tell that live show, great fucking time.
I need to see them. I need it.
I got to see them. You know, the last couple times they were over here did not work out for me, but I will catch them at some point for sure.
It's gonna happen.
Absolutely. Avoid dropped their new single, If It Hurts. Avoid, man, great fucking band. This song is weird though. You want to know why I think this song is weird, Glory?
Why is this song weird, Shane?
Because it's not what I expect Avoid to do. I know Avoid to be in your face. I can imagine Benny grabbing me and just screaming in my face for 2.5 minutes,
shaking you a little bit too.
Yes, when I listen to Avoid, that is literally what I see in my head the entire time I listen to any of their tunes, any of the records. This song is a great song, and it's definitely an Avoid track, but it is not so like chaos forward that I'm like a little upset. Like, I want to feel like Benny is screaming at me. And I'm not getting that vibe from this. Fantastic song, you know, and it's cool to see them doing not the super chaotic vibe that the band and everything about the band is, and they do it well. But yeah, a little like disappointed.
Like, yeah, that's completely fair. I mean, they did have like one chaotic moment in the song where, and that's kind of where my ears perked up. But then it's just, I think it's a great track. Again, I think it's great. I think they're definitely stepping out of their own comfort zone, and I think that should be celebrated and that should be acknowledged. But I do also miss the chaos because that is exactly what you go to avoid for. I'm hoping that this is just the safer track to kind of grab more people before they start doing whatever
it may be.
That's my theory.
Yeah, it's a pretty good theory.
Retweet if you agree. The Dark dropped their new single, Circles. Sexy ass song, sex. This is about sex.
Did you know this is about sex?
Did you know that this is talking about sex?
Sex.
It's a good song. It's a great song. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I think it's a great song.
It's a great
about
song.
sex.
It's a great song. Yeah, we're diving in the dark here. Right at the tail end of this EP rollout. EP comes out next month. I have been following them for a little bit longer. I've heard a couple of songs on Octane. That is where I would assume a lot of people are finding out about this band. They're getting a lot of airplay over there. Those songs have been blowing me away. So why not tune in right before the EP releases? This song is fucking great. I'm excited to have this EP out so I can check, be able to listen to a body of work from this band. Very excited to see what this band does this year and going on, because they're a band that I've really been digging a lot recently.
For sure.
Damn right. Traitors dropped their new single No Witness. Straight up in your face, beat down, holy hell.
Jesus fuck.
Holy fucking shit. This is exactly what I expect when I turn on Traitors. Straight up in your fucking face. I also feel like the lyrics kind of perfectly encapsulate what we spoke about in the interview and what Tyler put himself through for the writing process of this record. Yeah. I feel like this, and it might not, this is just my interpretation, kind of perfectly encapsulates what we were told about that process. I'm digging this song a lot. I'm very excited for this record.
For sure. This shit, as you said, it's heavy, it's in your face, it fucking slams you in the jaw, and then it goes, see you next time, and then that's just it. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Damn, I can't stop saying thoroughly. I really, really liked this song. I think it's great. Just heavy as shit. Heavy as shit.
Yeah.
But in a good way. Senses dropped a new single, Diamonds on Your Dagger. This shit is so fun. It is so upbeat. It is, again, it's kind of like that pop rock nerve that everyone's kind of looking for. I think it's a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it a lot. I think it has a catchy fucking chorus, too. So, and a little Descent. Big fan. Yeah, big fan.
Oh, yeah. Shout out TikTok for showing me this band just in general. It's the whole reason why we had them on the podcast to chat about their last EP. Because they stumbled across my TikTok For You page, and I was like, God damn, this band is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And this song has been all over my For You page, leading up to the release, and another catchy ass chorus. It's been stuck in my head all fucking day, and the rest of the song backs that up. That's always what I'm a little worried about. Checking out things from the Silly Clock app is like, is the rest of the song gonna back up the part that I was hooked into and really dig? And this band is a band that continuously has not disappointed for me, hence why I was willing to give it a shot. And this song is fucking awesome. They're going on their first ever headline tour this spring, so you should definitely go out and support. Hoping to see more music from them around that headline. For
sure. Damn right. I would love to see it.
Landmarks and While She Sleeps dropped their new single, A Line in the Dust. God damn.
New favorite fucking song of the year so far. This shit is so fun to listen to. There are so many moving parts. There's so many fun little ear nuggets. I love this shit so much. It's so technical, but it's not over the edge. It's still easy to listen to, but it's so fun. I love it. Shout out this song. Shout out this song.
Dude, I am so excited for this upcoming Landmarks album. They blew me away with their last record. Getting to see them live with The Devil Wears Prada was fucking awesome. And I just, man, this album's going to be big. This band has been getting more and more recognition, and I think that this album is going to really, really push them over. This is a fantastic collab. While She Sleeps is a great band as well. I really dig this track. I'm excited.
Damn right. Feelings mutual.
I'm excited.
Feelings mutual. Bury Tomorrow, for our last track. Bury Tomorrow dropped their new single, Let Go.
Little Barry Tomorrow, the kings of announcing an album 6 to 9 months before it actually comes out. This
Love
album
it.
this album is coming out in May, but they announced it with like 2 singles ago. So patiently
It's been a minute.
Patiently waiting for this one. This is another fucking banger. I'm very excited for this new Barry Tomorrow record. It'll be here sooner than we know, but May is still a long time away. There's a lot of releases between then and now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn right. I'm very excited, even though I mean it's still a ways away, and we've been kind of anticipating it for a lifetime. It feels. I think this song is incredible, and I'm happy that they're still dropping tracks, not as super frequently where we've heard the whole album, but just enough to kind of stoke the flame.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited. I think this track is incredible. I love the vocals on it. I love the pacing of it. I think it's fucking solid as shit. Very excited to hear the record.
Hell yeah. Well, as Gloria said, that is all the topics we have today. You can follow us on Twitter. It's Good Noise _Cast. Instagram is Good Noise Podcast. Facebook is Good Noise Pod. TikTok is Good Noise Podcast. YouTube is Good Noise Podcast. All those audio streaming services you'll never guess are also Good Noise Podcast. And Patreon is patreon.com/Good Noise Podcast. Gloria's got your Patreon supporters, your Twitch subs, your important plugs, your merch store plug, your Amazon storefront plug, and then we're going to sign the hell off.
Check out our merch. It is goodnoisepodcast.creator-spring.com. Check out our Amazon storefront. It has all of our equipment that we use to create the podcast. If you buy something from our storefront, we get a little bit of money from it, and that helps us. A little crumb of money, and that helps us continue the podcast. We do have some things that we are subscribed to continue the podcast. It helps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you to our Patreon supporters, Matt from Pulses, Pop Punk Apologist, David Arrington, Tyson from Heal the Hurt, and Eric. And thank you to our Twitch sub, Matt from Pulses. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Important plugs: Black Lives Matter, Stop Asian Hate. If you are able to donate to some Palestinian funds, that would be awesome. A lot of people have obviously lost their homes, lost their families. A lot of people are starting from scratch in Palestine, so it's definitely something to just be aware of. And if you're unable to donate, again, just spreading the word helps a lot too, because someone that may see you retweet something might be able to donate. Who knows? Be a decent person. And support your bands when they come in town, because you can't be like, guys, come to my town, and then not show up, because then they're not gonna fucking come back. So if your favorite band's coming to your favorite town, you go to that and you buy merch. That's it.
Hell yeah. Well, that's all we have today. I've been Shane.
I've been Glory.
And we've been the Good Noise Podcast. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.